On our legacy cocktail menus, you'll see a section that says iPic mules. Now, a mule is a spirit with ginger beer. Now, what is ginger beer? Ginger beer is ginger ale, but a little spicier, a little bolder. And this all came about back in the 1950s, a meeting of two gentlemen, Smirnoff vodka, which was very new to the US, really vodka in general. This was something that was not consumed before the 1940s and 1950s. We were drinking gin, and we were drinking scotch, and we were drinking tequila. And vodka was a very, very new thing, and they were having trouble having Americans wrap their head around a non-flavored or a non-oak aged spirit. And so the gentleman from Smirnoff met a gentleman who owned a ginger beer company, and the ginger beer company was trying to introduce this as well because Americans only knew ginger ale. So long story short, these two gentlemen combined and they created the Moscow Mule, the famous copper mug, the cock and bull in Los Angeles. This was really the beginning of that Moscow Mule, which I call sort of the Trojan horse or the gateway drug to craft cocktails. Because if someone comes to a bar and it's got a great fresh cocktail program and they've never had a craft cocktail before, generally they're going to ask for a Moscow Mule. It's delicious. Most spirits with ginger beer are absolutely fantastic. Now, we make our own homemade ginger beer. So only at iPic are fresh ginger beer. Fresh ginger root, turmeric. Now just a little bit of turmeric. Turmeric is another root. It actually looks quite a bit like ginger, but it adds this really beautiful, very pale yellow color. Sometimes it's called poor man's saffron, a little bit of brightness. Very, very healthy as well, and very on trend. You'll see places all over doing ginger and turmeric teas and kombuchas and all kinds of things. Also all kinds of homemade spices, whole spices in there, and of course, raw sugar. We want, like the raw sugar, has much more nutrition, a lot more flavor. So that is kind of the base of the mule in general. Now, one of my favorite and one of the best, especially when it's hot outside, you want something refreshing, is a gin mule. Now, instead of vodka, gin. Now, what is gin? Gin, literally, like New Amsterdam, made in California, this is our house or our iPic gin, kind of our go-to, is essentially vodka that has been, it's really the original flavor of vodka. Actually, it's vodka that's been redistilled with botanicals, namely juniper. It has to have juniper. It doesn't say how much juniper, but it has to have juniper. This particular one, New Amsterdam, very, very citrus forward. Now, a great thing with this cocktail is you can upsell to any of the gins that we have. Bombay is a great example of a luxury gin, and love to sell this. So Bombay, the biggest difference with the Sapphire is cubeb berries, as well as grains of paradise. And the grains of paradise, similar to black pepper, think of it as like a luxury black pepper, and that's a great upsell as well. Or any of our gins. Of course, Hendrick's a very popular gin from Scotland right now as well, and a number of our locations have local gins that are craft gins to our locations. And so lots of options there, but we're going to make the classic first, and then you can upsell to heart's content. Now, we're going to be adding a couple fun things in here. We're going to add yuzu. And yuzu is Japanese orange. We get it from Perfect Puree in Napa Valley. It is one of my favorite citrus. 3 times the vitamin C as regular orange juice. Much higher acidity. Just, oh my gosh, it's incredible. It's fragrant. If you haven't tasted it, ask your bartender for a little bit of smell. And it's just like, it's like citrus perfume. It's like the Chanel of citrus. Absolutely delicious. Used in a lot of Japanese cooking as well. Beautiful on a little piece of fish, but even better in a cocktail. So let's go ahead and build this. Now, as you know, our recipes are built from least to most expensive ingredient for a number of reasons. If we make a mistake, we are wasting just some juice or whatnot, not a expensive spirit that we've also paid all kinds of taxes on and distribution markups and all kinds of things. So we always do least to most expensive ingredient. The one difference is our mules. Our mules, we use a little bit of science, and we're gonna go by lightest to heaviest because we do have carbonation in our mules. We're making our own homemade ginger beer with our ginger syrup and our cold pressed lime juice, but we're adding carbonated water to order, and so we don't want to mix it too much because we're gonna lose the carbonation. You want that nice brightness, those bubbles. So start with our highball, and this is again a long drink. Don't skimp on the ice. You want that ice all the way to the top. Tippy top. All right. So we've got our ice now, and then we're gonna do sparkling water, and this is just a half full. So this can be your club soda right out of the gun. You wanna stop just before it's half full because it's going to settle in a little bit, and really the secret of this drink is really paying attention to all these little details. This is all written down, of course, in our recipes, but right exactly to half full. Now we're going to add our yuzu, again Japanese orange, and this is going to be 30 mils of yuzu, or 1 ounce. Now our gin, 45 mils, or 1.5 ounces. This is going to be the second line from the top and the middle. And again, gin is just aromatized vodka. It's vodka redistilled with botanicals. Juniper has to be in it, but New Amsterdam, very, very citrus forward. It really tastes like a beautiful citrus gin with just a little faint little Christmas tree from the juniper. All right, that goes in. And now, the way we've created this is you don't have to measure the mule mix. The mule mix is 3 parts homemade ginger syrup, 1 part cold pressed lime juice. And you're just gonna pour that on top. And now watch this. I'm gonna bring this a little bit more close to you. So the soda was the lightest. Second one in the yuzu, it kind of mixed itself. Then the gin, a little heavier than the yuzu, so gravity's going down. That carbonation wants to push everything up. Our mule mix is the heaviest. And notice how it's self-mixing. I mean, barely have to touch it now. Really, literally putting a straw in there, that's all you need to do, and it's mixed. So now our cucumber. So we use what is called English cucumber. And English cucumber, you'll notice they'll come in a little plastic piece. You'll take that right off. These have much less seeds, and the skin is completely edible. It doesn't have to be peeled. So we have simply sliced these quite thin, 1/4 inch, and then we put them on a bamboo skewer. So now notice on that skewer, right in the middle of the seeds, I'm going just off center because that part of the cucumber is much stronger. And you can do this ahead, keep them in the cooler. You should do it every day, but that way if you get busy, they look great. You want them just kind of fan right across. Now, a little bit of salt and pepper. Now, I've got equal parts of cracked pepper and salt. You can certainly pre-grind that pepper and then put equal parts salt in it. A nice touch, if your guest is up at the bar, you want to do something in front of them. Obviously not when you're 3 deep, but really nice touch. And so I'll do that right here. I've got a little bit of salt going on there, a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. Now, fresh cracked pepper, I mean, it's a game changer. You have a salad with fresh cracked pepper, it's so different than pre-ground. It's just, oh, you have this amazing aromatics and beautiful on the cocktail, and the guest is gonna get that sense of, oh my gosh, I mean, this dude, he's making me this gin mule, homemade ginger beer, and he cracks pepper on the cucumber. People are gonna go nuts. They're gonna lose their marbles on us. All right, and look at the texture on that also. So part of it is fresh. Cucumbers are actually, they have a cooling effect to them. They're a member of the melon family, but they literally cool you. And gin has juniper, which is an anti-inflammatory. It's been used all the way since the Brits started to go to these exotic lands from the spice trade, and juniper has all kinds of medicinal qualities to it. And then tonic water, of course, quintessential with gin as well. Contains quinine, helps fight malaria. That's all these wonderful history with gin. It's really it's early medicine that was kind of fun, you know. You have a gin and tonic, and you're fighting malaria, and you're having a good old time. All right, so back to our mule. Now our cucumber's gonna go right on the side there. Very nice. And now a little bit of mint. We just want just a little bit of mint to just brighten this up, freshen it up, and again, connect with your inner desperate housewife. Palm of your hand, slap that bad boy, wake it up, smell it. Now we're gonna put this right behind. I wish we had smell-o-vision on our iPic training videos, because oh my God, you're smelling that cracked pepper, you're smelling the ginger, you've got a little bit of texture on there, and that is the Yuzu Cucumber Gin Mule. Homemade ginger beer, gin, great to introduce your guests to. I smell that mint, the cucumber, the cracked pepper. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Now a straw would of course go in here. I like to drink without the straw because this way I'm really getting in there. I'm really smelling the mint and whatnot. And actually there's a big trend away from straws because of the polluting our oceans and things like that. Of course, all our guests haven't quite gotten to that, so we do give our guests straws on our long drinks. You may notice that we don't really do straws on rocks drinks unless they're requested, and we simply take our long straws, cut them in half, and use those for the rocks drinks. But again, that is the Yuzu Cucumber Gin Mule, only at iPic.